The Italian Disaster by Perry Anderson. Translation and overview of the Italian disaster. The thesis work I focused on consists of a synthesis of social, economic, political, and current issues because I found it interesting to analyze how these elements are interconnected in an increasingly globalized world such as ours, so as to understand how they affect the daily lives of citizens. In the specific case, the aim of the proposed dissertation is to analyze the British historian Perry Anderson's point of view on Italy's current social, political, economic phenomena within the European context in which they develop. In particular, Anderson's point of view emerged through the translation of an excerpt from one of his works, The Italian Disaster, published in the London Review of Books on the 22nd of May 2014. The Italian translation of the work, which was born in British English, was however carried out starting from a translation already made in German, Das italienische Desaster. The dissertation is divided into three major sections: a biography of the author, the translation of the essayistic passage examined, and a series of in-depth content investigations based on the topics illustrated by the author. First of all, I chose to delve into the figure of the author and his past, arriving at a biography with the most significant traits that distinguish Anderson. Next, in my personal translation of the essay extract taken into consideration, I divided the German language prototext from the Italian language metatext, so as to be able to make a comparison between the two. In the third section of the dissertation, on the other hand, I not only specifically analyzed the various procedures adopted in the translation, but also analyzed the linguistic registers used, especially at levels 3 and 4, and drew up a glossary of terminology functional to the translation. In addition, I delved into the various themes that emerge within the extracted essay. Europe, according to the author, is sick, and this sickness ends up doing more damage to the citizens than to the European institutions themselves. In particular, Anderson goes on to analyze the various symptoms of this disease of Europe. In particular, among the symptoms of Europe's disease, there is the disaffection with democracy, the corruption, and the impact of neoliberalism. The European context of the last 20 years is characterized by miscarriages of justice, malfeasance, bribery, favoritism, and corruption. In this context, the vicissitudes of such leading figures as Kohl, Chirac, Schröder, and Sarkozy stand out. After examining the figure of Berlusconi, known abroad more for his private life than for his political one, Anderson focuses on Napolitano and considers him the real architect of the Italian disaster. Always ready to deny himself for the sake of power, Napolitano is seen in a totally negative light by the British author. Finally, to conclude the dissertation, the phenomenon of the protest vote was analyzed with the examples of Matteo Renzi and the Five Star Movement, which first achieved an extraordinary electoral consensus and then lost it very quickly,